There's a food that's quietly kept ferrets alive for decades through illness and through post-operative recoveries. And most people only know it by a nickname. You know what it is? It's called duck soup. By the end of this video, I'll explain exactly how I recommend making it. But first, you need to understand why it exists, because it was created for a very specific purpose. With ferrets, missed calories matter quickly. They have a high metabolic rate, a very short gastrointestinal tract, and very little reserve. When intake drops, even briefly, they can decline faster than people expect. That's the problem that duck soup was designed to solve. Duck soup didn't come from a pet food company or a veterinary textbook. It was developed years ago in ferret rescue and veterinary clinics when people were trying to keep ferrets stable through illness, weight loss, post-surgical recovery, just long enough for the treatments to work. They needed something ferrets would reliably take in, something warm, something calorie dense, something that could be fed in small, frequent amounts without stressing the animal. The name stuck because of the texture. Thin, soupy, easy to consume. Duck itself was never the point. What matters is why it works. Ferrets are obligate carnivores. They rely on animal protein and fat for energy. They process carbohydrates very poorly. When ferrets are sick or recovering, appetite and intake often drop before their energy needs do. A blended warm diet lowers the effort required to eat while still delivering calories efficiently. Duck soup also has a much higher moisture content than kibble, so while you're supporting calories, you're also supporting hydration, which is often compromised in sick and recovering ferrets. This isn't about making food more appealing. It's about maintaining intake, delivering calories and moisture, and keeping nutrition going, even when syringe feeding may be necessary. That's also why duck soup can be misunderstood. It's not a cure. It doesn't treat infection or underlying disease or surgical problems. It's not meant to be a long-term maintenance diet. Duck soup is a temporary supportive feeding strategy. It's used to stabilize ferrets during illness and keep them going, while the underlying issues are being medically treated. When that context is lost, it gets used casually, and that's when the problems can start. So now that you understand why duck soup exists, here's the version I'd recommend using. Start with one whole roasted chicken, fully cooked, so it's easy to digest. To that, you'll add 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of ferritone, and 1 cup of ferret kibble. I'd recommend a higher quality blend. 2 tablespoons of fine brand whole oats or Metamucil, 3 to 4 eggshells for calcium, a cup of uncooked fat trimmings specifically for this purpose. For some ferrets, this recipe may also include 1 tube of NutriCal and 4 tablespoons of honey. The chicken must be fully cooked and all ingredients are blended together until completely smooth. Warm water can be added to adjust the consistency so it can be easily lapped up or syringe fed. It should be served warm, not hot. Duck soup works when it's used for the reason it was created. For some ferrets, this recipe may also include 1 tube of NutriCal and 4 tablespoons of honey. Ferrets with insulinomas, these options, the NutriCal and the honey, should be skipped. Duck soup works when it's used for the reason it was created. It supports the intake, calories, and hydration at moments when ferrets are least able to compensate on their own. Used deliberately, it stabilizes patients and buys recovery time. And for ferrets, that time does matter. Duck soup is a tool, not a treatment. When you understand why it exists, you know when it belongs. And using the right tool at the right time is what good care looks like. Hello, I decided to add this to the end of the video, and if you've made it to the end, I commend you. I know it's long, but I thought there was a lot of good information regarding duck soup and its use and need in ferrets. But there is a product that I did want to mention. It is not sponsored. This is just a product that I've used and many vets use, and it's useful to keep on hand if you own ferrets. Particularly if you have a ferret with a medical condition like an insulinoma that frequently causes hypoglycemia and you need to keep them low on carbohydrates because it will worsen it. For every sugar high, you have a low, so we don't give them sugar unless they're in a crisis. So this product is Critical Care Carnivore Care. And this is a protein-based product. Its primary ingredients are dried egg, dried chicken, and fish oil, and then a bunch of vitamins as well. It's not meant to be a complete and balanced diet. It's a critical nutrition feeding. And it's a powdered diet that you can mix with food. It's shelf stable, so you can keep it on hand. Don't open it if you don't need it. But if you have a ferret that suddenly stops eating and you're waiting to get into your vet the next day, you can mix this with some water and syringe or spoon feed it and try to keep them hydrated with some nutrition that's protein-based until you see your veterinarian. So, not a bad idea. Keep it on hand. Or make duck soup. It is an excellent product with many, many successful ferrets on it. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.